All right, everybody. This is the Future Worlds podcast, episode number 3. Today, we've got Diana Perfilieva from Diverge, and some people call her Dina. It's really confusing because sometimes people call her Dina and sometimes people call her Diana, but we're really, really happy to have her as a guest. She is one of the preeminent digital fashion experts, one of a few from Ukraine. We're going to get into that. And some of the stuff that she's done has been really groundbreaking in the world of bringing fashion into the metaverse. So, everybody, please welcome Dina to the show. It's really nice to have you here.
Hi, Steve. Nice. Thank you for invite. I'm very excited to talk about digital fashion.
Of course, of course. So, tell me, number one, why are all the digital fashionistas from Ukraine? What is it? Is there something special about Ukraine? But you guys and Daria and Natalia from DressX are all from Ukraine. What's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, it's I think it happens a little bit accidentally because that we ended up all here in Los Angeles. Yeah, our background is in physical fashion. My and Daria and Natalia, we all comes from physical fashion, and Daria, she was doing a very big event, Mercedes, which is Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Ukraine, and I was doing my catwalk shows of my brand in frames of this event. So we collaborated a lot in physical fashion, in traditional fashion, how to say about it, I'm not sure, like traditional fashion life. So we collaborated a lot, and at some point Ukraine became a very famous for fashion and for the talents, for the designer talents, and a lot of international people, they were visiting this fashion week from all over the world. And with all our efforts, Daria, she put to the fashion map the Ukrainian capital Kiev at that point, and it was super amazing moments, and really I think they were super important for the whole industry. And then we start to develop our fashion vision to internationally, and also we collaborated with girls a lot during Paris Fashion Weeks. They were doing a showroom in Paris, and I was presenting my brand in frames of this showroom, and they were selling to the world famous stores our products. And yeah, I was one of the brands which was at this showroom. So it's a kind of background.
So you guys all met at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Is that true?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was long. It was quite long ago. I think it was when they start maybe
Like
2000,
17?
2015, 2000, something like that.
Okay.
2015, around these dates. Yeah.
And then when did you
And
guys?
also, no, you know what was also big shift, because it was on 2014 when we had a revolution, and it was all around Ukraine, was all around the news all over the world. And
Crimea, right?
yeah, Crimea and also eastern part of Ukraine. It was invaded that time, and it was a revolution of dignity in Kiev that time, when we choose to go to European direction. So we did, and all world support a lot of Ukrainian designers too, and it was a lot of it was a big message from Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week about fashion for peace, and we were doing our best to tell the world through fashion what's going on in our country. And we
That's
were
amazing. So fashion had carried a message with it.
yes, because fashion, it's a visual language, and we were and we were saying this message through there.
Did you come through Europe here, or did you go straight from Kiev to Los Angeles? I mean, how did you?
I was traveling a lot in Europe, but I came straight from Kiev to Los Angeles
Wow. And
3
is your
years and a half ago.
how long ago?
3 years and a half.
Three and a half years ago.
Yeah,
Is
almost
your
4 years.
is your background as a designer or as a model or as a business person? What got you into the fashion industry?
Yeah. My background is in public relations. So I was working in PR, for different brands, and also for one of the biggest multi-brand store in Kiev, Sanahunt. It's like they sell like Prada, Dolce Gabbana. It's one of the best fashion stores in the world. Like it's in the rating of like 50 best stores in the world. It's like 7,000 square kilometers, and they sell more than like 30 world famous brands. So it's like super cool. It's like a store in store, kind of concept. So I was doing PR for like fashion and we were doing PR for these big fashion brands in Ukraine. And then I was working also with like local designers. And then I came up with an idea to launch a fashion brand. And I had an idea to launch it with a new business model. For that time, it was one of the first brands who did that. I had a co-founder who was a designer, and we launched direct-to-consumer fashion brand to sell high-end fashion only online. So it was a brand T-dress, and we started to sell very high quality pieces online, and for like more affordable prices than big brands and other high-end fashion brands, even in Ukraine, because we carted out the middleman and we just started to sell it straight to customer.
So you came from the traditional fashion industry where you actually had to plan, draw out, make the fabric patterns, cut the fabric, ship the fabric, store order 18,000 pieces, store
Yeah.
it in a warehouse, ship it somewhere and sell it. So that's, that stuff, right?
Yes, of course. I know it very good.
What do you think? I mean, we'll get into this further, but I got to think that the metaverse has changed that completely, right? It makes it much more affordable, much
Mhm.
quicker from the design phase to the distribution phase, and cuts out, like you're saying, the middleman at retail and wholesale, but it cuts out the manufacturing phase in many respects, definitely the shipping and inventory and all that stuff where you're hauling containers full of clothing around, right? So have you
Right.
seen a lot
But
of efficiencies, right?
yeah, it's a lot of efficiencies, but there, like in digital fashion, we have another challenges. So for sure, physical, like digital fashion is more sustainable fashion, and we don't need to use all these materials which can be wasted after, and there is no overproduction because you can control everything. And so I think this is a very big advantage. But on the other side, to create one digital piece, it also requires a lot of skills and a lot of time and a lot of like efforts from different teams. It's when you create a digital fashion, of course, it depends what object you want to create. But if you create something very, very cool and maybe it can be animated, maybe it will be on a special background, and maybe it will be using a lot of textures. In digital fashion, it's also you need to have a big team, because for example, some people, they are good in textures and they do textures. Some people, they good in doing shapes. Some people good in doing animations. Some people good in creating like super different worlds in terms of background. And this is all different people, and they need to work together. And also, for example, there is also a creative direction, what we did with this designer. So in our team, we have a fashion curation and a creative director. And this girl is from fashion industry also, and she has a great vision on how the piece should look like, but she is not a model, 3D designer. We are doing mood boards, like a creative direction, how we see this piece. And then we find a special team which will suit this, which will match our task, and our request. So this is a kind of also super challenging part. So, but I'm sure in future it should be easier.
So I want to go back to talk about your teams. I think that's super interesting. But also before we go, what about the waste? Because I'm not a fashion industry guy, but it seems to me when someone orders 100,000 pieces, and
Mhm.
like you said, if they sell 50 or 60,000, there's going to be 30 or 40,000 pieces that are, what happens to those? Do they get donated? Do they get recycled? What happens with those 40,000 pieces that aren't used?
Yeah, of course, it depends from the business model of the brand. But in general, fashion is the second most polluted industry in the world.
Wow.
So it's the second most polluted industry. So, but of course, in our brand, we were saying that, like in tea dress, for example, we were doing like this. We were saying that this is a slow fashion, and we do all made to order. Like, we are not fast fashion, we are slow fashion, to get rid of all this waste. So we were doing our pieces like when somebody ordered them on the website, but they were like a constructor, so we have different details of the piece, and we need like 1 hour to make it like to mix it together, to put it together, because it was like we have the same layout. It's just we had different decors, prints, and different kind of things. So we just mix it, like, depends from what customer wants, like what color, print, or decorations. So we did this in 1 hour, but we didn't have any waste. But if you are talking about like mass production and like fast fashion brands, of course this is like a terrible situation, because of course they do a lot, they do discounts. Like, for example, in our brand we never did any discounts because we didn't need that. But of course they do like different stuff. They like do discounts, they put some pieces for charity, but of course a lot of pieces they just burned,
So a lot of waste. And
a
so
lot of
in the
waste.
digital fashion world, we're getting rid of that. It's much more sustainable, much cleaner, much less inefficiencies where no one knows if there's demand, right? When you
Yeah.
create the digital piece, you know very quickly if there's demand for it. And if there's not, you don't have to print up many more units. So let's get back to your team. So how many people, if someone's creating, say, a new design for you, is it yourself with a designer and then a whole software team? Is it 5 people, 10 people, 100 people? How many people do you think are involved from the beginning to the time you could deliver that digital product?
Yeah, we have like a permanent team who are full-time. It's 5 people, but also as I told, it depends from the project which we want to deliver. And sometimes it's like it's one designer if it's like super simple, something super simple. For example, recently we did AR filters for our bags and backpacks, and we already had these files which were created by the designer, but we need to adapt them to AR. And for example, for this task, it's enough for like one person. But if you just started from scratch, and for example, we just launched the Genesis total look of Diverge, it was, and in this process, we did it in collaboration with Nina Sands. She's a very cool digital avatar, and also a 3D artist. So we started to do it like from we started to create an idea with my with Olga, who is doing fashion curation in our Diverge, and we started to draft this idea with her, and and we did these mood boards. We decided about the concept, and then we were thinking like, what team do we need to create this? So we created the outfit. It was a jumpsuit, which was inspired by my favorite movie, Fifth Element. Yeah.
Jean-Luc. Yes.
Lilu, and it was like in my childhood, my favorite movie, and I was very inspired. But we also mix this inspiration with current fashion trends, so it was kind of sci-fi and fashion at the same time. So because we want to create such digital fashion garments which will be understandable for both audiences, because there is audience from the fashion background, and in crypto and NFT field it's a lot of tech people who are not from fashion, and they don't understand fashion at all, because they have different vision, and they like different things. They like all these sci-fi movies, maybe what else, like mangoes, and they like all these, they like games, and they like their visual background and what they see in life, it's like something different. That's why the tastes of people who are from fashion and who are from tech like super different, and we are trying to create digital fashion which and bring some aesthetics of high-end fashion from traditional fashion to this world and mix it. That's why we are taking as an inspiration, we are super inspired by sci-fi stuff. So for us it's like very interesting to mix sci-fi with current fashion trends and fashion heritage, from traditional fashion heritage. So yeah, it was so we worked with a designer who did a jumpsuit, and then we find the team. It was Nina Sands, who is a digital avatar, and she was doing like the makeup, the hair for her avatar, because yeah, she had an avatar before, but when you work on some projects, it needs to be adjusted. So she did all these adjustments for the avatar, and then we worked with another girl, Reggie. She's in Bali, and she created all the world around this avatar. So it's also a different girl. And also in her team was a guy who also helped in this process with direction in digital art. So it was like I don't know, like minimum five five people.
And what, so educate me on this. What happens? You develop the actual garment or
Mhm.
the digital file. What makes that move with the avatar? Is there special programming that has to be in place so that it's one thing to hold it up and it's there. It's
Mhm.
another thing to be able to dance and move, and that garment fits you and moves with you. What's behind that?
Yeah, for sure. This is also like the to create animation and movements of the avatar. It requires a different person who is doing animations. So it's like different skills. So for now, we just released it in still images, but it's also possible because we have these files which can be animated, but it's another kind of a business process, because yeah, it can be done in different software. Like for example, we created a jumpsuit which is done in 3D claw, but 3D claw is not really done for like good animations. You can animate something, but it's not like really super cool. Yeah, so better to animate it in another software, and it can be in Blender or Cinema 4D or Unreal Engine. So it depends in which environment you want to put this avatar. So if it is for example, if it is a metaverse which is built on Unreal Engine, you will need to integrate this avatar into the Unreal Engine, and a special person will animate this avatar. So
And
this kind
you
of.
still have to build separately for each platform. There's not one place that fits all. It's not one size fits all. It sounds so
Yeah,
fashion.
that's crazy. Yeah. And now the most popular is Decentraland, for example,
Yes.
and it's built in Blender. But for example, if we want to put our avatar there, it's impossible because our avatar is super high poly, and it's possible to put it into the Unreal Engine environment. But to Decentraland, it's you need to build it from scratch. Like you can be inspired by the how it looks like, but you have to build it from scratch again. That's what we did, because but that's what we did. But we didn't launch it like an avatar, but we launched a jumpsuit in Decentraland too. But we worked with another designer who did this. I think he's actually super cool, and he's from gaming, and he is doing like the best skins and the best wearables in Decentraland, because he can, I don't know how, like even how truly it's kind of a secret, but he creating like super realistic wearables in comparison with other wearables. So yeah, he's doing miracle.
And you can attach special properties as well, right? I know that there's geolocation. So if you are go into a specific area in a metaverse, something can be activated, or it will know that you're there, right? You can use it as a ticket. And there's other things that you can embed in a smart contract, I believe. Have you done anything like that?
We haven't done yet, but yes, you can code your for example your wearable, if because it's an NFT, because to deploy it to the Decentraland you need to mint it, and when you mint it, it became an NFT on the blockchain. So for example, you can code different things inside the wearable. For example, maybe you can go to some special VIP room, and you can enter this VIP room, for example, only wearing this jumpsuit. So we have a lot of ideas which we want to implement soon. And actually we are doing a big event very soon in Decentraland, and it will be a lot of interesting stuff there. So if this will be released before the event, I think we have an event on something like on the 17th of October. So in Decentraland, and we will be doing a lot of interesting and entertaining things during the event connected with wearables and with all this
So
stuff.
I've seen, I think you guys did the handbags, right? Is that one of your key products?
Yes, we
Tell
did.
me about that. It seems like it's the same design, but I've seen it in different colors. It's something that you can actually put over your avatar's shoulder and walk around with. Can
Yes,
you,
yes.
what else can I do with that?
Yeah. So our first drop, it was backpacks and bags. It was our first drop, and it was sold out very on DressX. So we collaborated again with DressX, like with a platform, and we put our product there. So what does it actually means? So this means if you're a holder of a backpack or a bag, it's kind of a token to our community, to our fashion community. So if you hold it, we airdrop you different utilities. For example, wearables to different kind of platforms. So this token, it is made in high poly. So you can't just take it and go to Decentraland. It's like a kind of a ticket. But if you hold this ticket, we airdrop you wearables, and you go to Decentraland, and you can find a bag or a backpack in your digital closet in Decentraland. So also the other use case which you can do is you can do an editorial picture with this bag or backpack. Yeah, and you just upload your picture from, I don't know, like kind any lifestyle picture from your when you travel, or when you are going to the party. You just upload this picture, and we put the bag in this picture. So it's like very beautiful editorial fashion picture.
Can you carry anything in it? I mean, it's a backpack or a purse. In real life, you obviously put things in, but does it act as a wallet, or can you put other NFTs inside it, or no?
Like technically not yet, but in future also it can be possible. But right now it works so for now the main kind of wallet is a MetaMask, so which keeps all your like NFTs which you have. But we track we track that you have, for example, this backpack, and then if you have it in your wallet, we airdrop you extra stuff only if you keep it. So if you don't have it, you don't get this. So like technically it's not inside of the bag, but you can have it only if you have a bag. Yeah. But the technology is evolving a lot, and there is a lot of new standards coming up again and again. Like Ethereum, they do a lot of different like standards. And for example, what we are planning also, what I think is very interesting, and we will do this technology, is that, for example, if you can code this NFT, is that if you're a holder, you can have percent from any transaction of the collection. So for example, if there is any secondary sales, right now it's working like this: if you are an artist or a creator, you have these royalties from each you as an artist, you have royalties from each reselling, from each transaction. But holders right now, they don't have any royalties. But right now Ethereum, they did a new like a standard, and it will be possible to do like kind of distribute this percent around all holders, which I think is also very valuable for digital fashion and for.
It's a game changer, right? It's going to change the way that people participate. I was going to ask you about the financials and the structure. So in something like that, I don't know how much was the bag? If I wanted to buy this bag at DressX, how much did it retail for?
It was 0.15 at that 0.15 is, yeah.
Okay, so
So
if an ETH was 1,000, it would be like $150.
yes.
And
At
then
that, but at that point, actually, when we launched the drop, it was like three 3,500.
woo, so it was
or
like
even
$500.
yeah. So right now, I think the best time to buy any NFT project, which is has long-term roadmap, and where founders are really have a great vision and strategy, and if they came for a long time, right now is the best time to buy an NFT project,
Prices are down.
because prices are down, and this will not be forever.
Yes, and so how many did you mint of that handbag?
Yeah, it was super exclusive drop just to try the idea, because we just launched our brand from this drop. It was 40 pieces.
20?
So 40,
40.
40, yeah, 40.
Okay. And
So
those sold out very quickly, I'm sure.
yeah. So it
And
was just to try, how to to try to interact with our community. And
and
right now we are preparing the next drop. Yeah.
is each one distinct? Is each one different, or do they all look exactly the same?
No, the model is kind of the same, but they all different because they're different colors, and sometimes they have like small different details, but they're all unique. Yeah. They all.
Okay. And how many of those do you know have been resold? Do you know or no?
Yeah, I know it's about like 20% on secondary market from all the supply.
And did the
Yeah,
price go up or no?
yeah, like doubled. Mhm.
Doubled. Okay.
Yeah, doubled.
And you said the smart contract at this point doesn't allow the seller to benefit, but the creator and the artist, you make a percentage. Is that like 2%, 5%, 10%? What are the percentages generally?
Like 10%
10% for the creator.
for the creator. Yeah.
What about for Diverge for your platform? Is there a
Yeah. I
percentage?
mean diverge. I mean for diverge,
Okay. And
because
then
yeah.
the other 90% just carries along with the value of the sale.
Yes. It's it's like because if you own this back and you want to sell it, you bought it like first. When you buy it first time, you pay 100% for to
Yes.
us. So of course, if you want to resell it, you probably want to make some money. So yeah, we just take 10%.
Okay. And then are you going to be able to add in the feature where there's a commission on every resale, or is that going to have to be a new NFT, do you think?
Yeah, it should be a new NFT, but yeah, for example, we want to do for our first holders, we will do it like they can burn that NFT and get the new one with the new smart contract, so they can exchange, and we will provide this option to them for sure.
Very nice.
Because yeah,
All right.
we really appreciate our first holders, and as much as possible we can do for our first people who supported our brand, we will do for them.
Yes. And then you shared with me that was the dress that you were just speaking about, right? I think. How many was that ever minted? Or is that been released yet or dropped yet or not?
You mean the jumpsuit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is it,
yeah,
it's more than a jumpsuit. It's
yeah,
like it's a very high fashion jumpsuit, right?
yeah, super high
I
fashion.
wouldn't call it a jumpsuit, but
Oh wow, that's a great feedback actually. Really happy to hear that. Yeah, it's we just so first we announced about this project in media, and for example, like Vogue Taiwan, they exclusively made a big article about that piece. Yeah, and soon it will be in a published in a printed version of Vogue Czechoslovakia, I think in a couple of months. And so a lot of like influential fashion magazines, they support us a lot. And then we just launched them yesterday, like as an NFT on Foundation. So yeah, it's super limited. There is two assets. One asset is one-on-one piece, and the other asset is in a 3 of 3 edition. So, and it also had the number of different utilities going with this art. So yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's still available actually, I think. So I need to check, but yeah, I think it's still available in Foundation. So
What
it's
is
like
it price at?
Yeah, so the price is 0.40, and the other one, which is super exclusive and which is only one-on-one piece, it's like 1.5.
Okay. And
Yeah, so it and it's a super great actually opportunity to start and be like involved in our community and be a member. And you also, if you buy this, you also have like a high render image, which you can actually like even use in your apartment in physical life and put it to frame
you
it.
could smart print it, right?
Yeah, yeah, and also you will have you can wear this jumpsuit on your picture. Also, it's also one of the utilities is that you can do an editorial quality photo where you will wear this jumpsuit. And also it's a Decentraland wearable goes with this NFT. And also we just launched the Decentraland emotes. It's like kind of customizable poses in Decentraland. So you have also this, and of course you will have an spot in our allow list for the next drop.
So if I buy that, because
Mhm.
I've seen what it looks like, at least in the picture that you sent me, is it going to fit me? I mean, if I'm not, a 5'9", 108-pound model, what's it going to look like on someone who doesn't look like that? Is it going to fit the person? Will it adapt or no?
Yeah, yeah, it's possible to adapt it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's
Okay.
yeah, any figure type is possible, because it's in 3D, so it's possible to adjust it.
But does that have to be done with a developer, or can I just, my avatar automatically sizes it, or how does that adjustment happen?
No, no, no. For now it's not automatically, and yeah. But I have one idea. I even want. I'm thinking about this technology. Maybe we should do such kind of technology and interoperability when you can have your avatar and you buy the piece, and then depending from the which virtual platform you want to go, you your wearable will automatically adjust. So yeah, it's a kind of a problem to solve in digital fashion right now, and I think it's will help a lot for mass adoption if there will be such technology.
Well, it's like vector graphics, right? So you could take a vector graphic, it'll fit in any website, but if it's not vector, then you expand it and it gets pixelated and you lose the resolution. So I think whatever the equivalent is for digital fashion, that's going to be a hit.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure, because right now, yeah, everything, if you want to adjust to the new environment or the new avatar, you need to do it from scratch.
Or I could just change my head, right? I could put my head on that 5'9" model and walk around like I'm a fashion model.
Yeah,
Ha!
yeah, kind of.
Interesting space. And is that why you think there's more attention on accessories? Because, for a handbag, it doesn't matter what your avatar, how big or small your avatar is. It's still a handbag or a backpack. So does that make that more accessible, more popular?
There is even it's not making it easy. Yeah, it's really like, for example, in Decentraland, they even don't have a special section for bag or backpack accessory. Yeah, it's there is no and you need to be, it's kind of tricky, and you need to, for example, you need to do another category. You need to use another category to implement a bag. For example, our bag goes with earrings, and basically our bag is not is earrings category, so it goes with earrings, but we attach the bag to this.
So if you have the earrings, you're carrying the bag.
Yeah. And yeah, that's funny. And with the backpack, is the same situation. You can't just buy the backpack. It should be attached to something. And if you buy a backpack in Decentraland by Diverge, it will go with t-shirt.
Interesting.
It can't be separate. It can't be separate. It's the whole object.
What do you call that backpack? Is there a name for it?
Yeah, we call it eat bag, and eat bag.
It
Why?
bag.
Yeah, because it's a I can explain you why. It's a very famous like a term from traditional fashion industry, because there is terms like it girls,
The
it
it girl,
bag,
sure.
it girl, yeah, and it bag also. And in traditional fashion, if we are speaking about like Chanel or Hermes, it's kind of it bags. And this means that it's a bestseller, and it's very very special bag worn by it girls, like kind of influencers.
So what do you think about all these big brands coming in? I mean, you see Gucci, Balenciaga, Ferragamo. I mean, a lot of big fashion brands are jumping into the metaverse all in, right? They're spending tens of millions of dollars to get
Mhm.
integrations, to be, I mean, I know there's a Gucci store in Roblox. What do you think about that? Is it crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy, because uh, this they have, even right now they try to have special Web3 departments, but still because it's like, for them it's just a marketing channel to communicate with a new audience. It's like something not so not so, how to say this, not so native for NFT and crypto people. It's still associated with a big corporation from a physical life, and it's still everybody understand that they have their own rules, and they will probably never get as much for holders as can give Web3 native brand. So a lot of people, they still support a lot of Web3 native projects. But also, yeah, it's a big brand name, big name of the brand, and it makes like also brings value
I mean, I
for
always thought, because I would, I go to New York a lot. I'm driving, or I'm going down Fifth Avenue, or I'm going down somewhere in Soho, and you see, a very small storefront. And I'm like, okay, that's maybe a 300, 500 square foot store. How
Mhm,
much product can they actually sell in that little tiny? And you've seen stores, right? There's four shirts. That's it, four shirts. And then I started to realize it's not about volume. It's not about selling. It's about a billboard on Fifth Avenue, or,
yeah,
a billboard in Chelsea. They just need a presence so that
mhm,
people go, oh, Balenciaga is in Soho. That's it.
mhm.
They're paying for a billboard basically by buying a storefront. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, that's true. So that's kind of they're building presence in metaverse. Yeah, so they can attract more maybe audience to buy the physical pieces. Yeah, but in digital world it's different rules. So people who are like crypto native, or like I don't know, like NFT lovers or gamers, it's they have another values. For them it's important that this piece will bring some kind of maybe additional skill, or maybe you can earn something, or you can have some rewards even in crypto or even in fiat. It's kind of, everybody
You want to
wants.
function beyond just style.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You want to function beyond just visual identity or
But
you
do you
know.
see these big brands getting into that space where they're going to provide additional functionality, and maybe it's a ticket into a different lifestyle experience or a concert or some type of display or experiential experience in a certain
Yeah,
city?
I think it will be, they don't do, I don't know a lot, like for now, they didn't do it a lot of such things, but I'm sure they will do this in future. And it's very cool if you, for example, like they can provide something from physical world, which also very cool. Maybe a ticket to the fashion show. And actually there were some NFTs of some brands which were on Dressix. Actually, there were some brands and they provided the ticket to their fashion show with an NFT.
Did you
So
see that Low show that had the pixelated dress? That was pretty
which one?
cool. I think
Which
it was
one?
called Low, but it was a top and pants that looked like they were outlined in a pixelated fashion. So it looked, when I first saw it on a picture, 2D picture, it looked fake. And then I
Mhm.
realized they were making it look pixelated, right?
Yes,
Are you familiar with
yes,
that?
yes, yes, yes. I saw this. It was I think it was during Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
And it was I don't remember, maybe Loewe brand or something.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And when I just saw it, it's like I was like, wow, that's cool. you know yeah, yeah. And I can wear this. I liked what they did. Yeah. And at first I also thought that it's kind of Photoshop or
Yes.
just a sticker or something like that. But then yeah, I realized that this is real things. And this is kind of amazing. Yeah. And you see right now it's like they also like physical world now inspired by digital world and vice versa.
Yeah,
So
well, I think fashion, like you said, it's a language, right? It's a way that we communicate with each other in a visual sense and in a textural sense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's and for guys, especially guys here, it's less important. But I think with the metaverse, it's bringing it to the forefront, and it's pushing the boundaries, right? You can express yourself in ways that you could never do even in real life. There's no way you could make something like that you could wear on the street, but in the metaverse, you can fly, you can tumble, you can do whatever you like. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
opens up the door in certain materials, right? If something's
Can
made
be
out
a
of,
fire or a
yeah,
water.
exactly, water, fire, rock, whatever, it's stuff that you could never make in the real world, opens up a whole nother avenue of expression and a way to present yourself. Like you said, you can identify with a tribe, or you're a fan of a certain stylist or designer. What do you think about that going forward? Do you think people are going to go more outrageous? Or are they going to do crazier things? Or what are your thoughts?
You think right now is actually is a point where all this is figuring out because right now it's in the process. I think right now it's like we still don't know what will happen. But I did a couple of polls in my Twitter account, like what would you prefer to wear in metaverse, and the biggest number of the biggest percent was for fun things. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was like it was a list of different styles, like something fun, maybe like sci-fi, or something closer to real fashion, or like casual or sports. And the biggest percent, it was like 60% of people choose something fun. So we don't know, but I'm sure there is a trend when people like to wear something super extraordinary and super maybe fun even, which is not possible in real world at all. Like yeah, different.
Are
I
you at Diverge? Are you doing specific customizations for a client, or are you helping brands make the jump into and translate into the metaverse? Or what are you guys focused on with Diverge?
We are right now we are focusing on our own product, and we are creating our own product, but we are planning also to collaborate with physical brands and help them to also to onboard to the Web3. So we will, because it's like they also bring value, and they can bring value for our community too. So our communities sometimes can have access to drops with physical piece, and they can forge these pieces. So in our nearest plans, we will do a collaboration with a very cool physical brand, and we still didn't announce it yet, but it will be in the nearest week. So you can find this in Twitter, and our Twitter is diverge_meta. So just you can go and follow us, and you will be updated with the information. But it's super exciting, because we will take and do a digital twin of this physical piece, but and also add some kind of our vision to all of the presentation of the piece. So it should be super exciting, and it will be actually a free mint. So we are planning to do a, because it will be just the first step. So if you will have this NFT, it will be the same. It will be not unique. It will be like 3,000 pieces, and you will just need to buy gas to pay for the gas, but it will be free. But it will be kind of a ticket to our next drop and allow list. So if you will have this NFT, you will be whitelisted to our next big drop. And also we will do a raffle among the holders, so you can one of the holders of this NFT will be able to win a physical piece. So you just do a free mint, like follow us on social media, and you can win a physical piece.
Amazing. Do you know Chris Lay, the designer that did the thing for Nike?
Yes, yes, yes.
And he ended up getting, I think he's now employed by Nike. Do you think at some point a bigger brand might take a look at you and say, we love what you guys are doing at Diverge. You should be our in-house designer and start delivering content and materials and designs for them? Was that something that you would look at or no?
It's one of the options, yeah, but let's see, because this is so fast space. Everything can happen here, and everything is changing so fast. Like every day something new is happening, some new technologies, new ideas, new creators, like everything is like super fast developing. So it's very hard to say like where will we be in like kind of 3 years after that point, because we just started like half a year ago. So we are also like very early stage, and we have our vision. We really want to inspire people to use more digital fashion, and to on board to this space. And at least we are starting with the people who are familiar at least with NFTs and NFT lovers. But of course, the bigger vision and the bigger goal is to bring more people who don't know about digital fashion anything at all. Yeah, but right now we are starting to interact with like NFT community, because also right now it's like art is more popular in this space and digital fashion. But I think it will be the next driver of the next bull run market. I think digital fashion will rocks. So
You got to wear something in the metaverse, right?
yeah, yeah.
Somehow you got to wear clothes. I think you're going to be really inspiring to a lot of people and companies like you, where you're building, like you said, from the grassroots up. You're
Mhm.
not a big, you're not Balenciaga, you're not Gucci, but you're coming in with the creativity, with the ambition and the drive and the ability to bring a team together to produce products that are amazing. But I think someone is going to be watching this and listening to you and saying, you know what, I've got some crazy ideas for some fashion items, and I want to put those into reality. And they're going to be able to do that much easier than if they had to spend, tens of thousands of dollars to actually get the fabric bought, delivered, cut, sewn, shipped. I mean, that's hard. That's hard work to get those garments out. But digitally, I think it can happen much faster. And for
Every-
someone that's younger looking up at someone like you, that maybe they're 15 years old going, I can do that, or I want to do that. I think that's really inspiring.
Yeah, for sure. It's a new space and it will be growing so fast. And to be a creator in the space, it will be super cool because the creators will build that whole new world, you know, and it will be all made from 3D. So, and it can be anything, not even a wearable. It's like all metaverse, you know, all the virtual reality. So it's a lot of things to do in the space, and it's a lot of ways to express your creativity. So yeah, it's like a big opportunity.
I agree. I think it's going to be mood driven. At the end of the day, you're going to think, I want to be active, right? And then an active suit will come on you. Or I'm going to go to a party and then a party suit's going to come on you. Or I'm going to go watch a concert. And then, each instance in your life, in your lifestyle will be translated through what you're wearing, whatever the fashion and style is that you're wearing. And that, instead of having to go home and have it in your closet and put it on and do your hair, you'll just click and it will adapt to whatever environment that you're going to or walking through, which is going to, again, it's an expression of communication in a way that most people can't do right now. I mean, right now you wear a shirt and it says something and people go, oh, okay, he likes that or she likes that because it says it. But
Mm-hmm.
now when you're wearing something like, like a particular purse or a particular set of earrings, or we're talking about guitars, we're talking about that with you, you're wearing a guitar that identifies you as a musician or as someone that likes a certain artist or a song. um, these are really
Yeah.
exciting times. It's going to be crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's super interesting. And also, I did about that. I also had a poll in the Twitter, you know, why would you buy digital fashion? And it was a couple of like options. And one of them was like signaling membership, that you are, for example, a member of some community. Like, for example, you're saying about the guitar or our like purse or backpack. It's a signal that you're a member of the specific community. And also it was listed or it can be extra skill or like extra earnings. And you know, it was 45% of people who voted for signaling membership. So to express your identity and signal membership to a community is like super important for people who are like digitally native, you know. So yeah, it's
And
like
not, I think you're right. Right now, it's a very small subset of people that are familiar with this world, but
Mhm.
eventually it's going to be everybody. It's going to be people that are living. And I use the email analogy. People, oh, email, that's a computer thing. I don't need to be on email. Well, now everybody's on email. We'll move beyond email many times,
Yeah,
but
for sure. It's kind of social media. At some point, not all of us has Instagram accounts and
yes,
profiles and Facebook or whatever, like Snapchat for more Gen Z.
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, of course. I love it. Yeah, and it was like, you know, at some point it was like not a lot of people who were using this, and then right now almost everybody has Instagram account. Like
Yes,
it's like I don't know the numbers, but I think it's like maybe billions of users.
billions, something like that. Well, Facebook owns them, and Facebook owns WhatsApp and Meta. It's not even
Yes,
Facebook anymore. It's called Meta,
yes,
which tells you something.
yes,
Um,
yes. So at some point it can be kind of social media.
Yes, I want to let everybody know that Dina is going to be at Future Worlds 2022, November 12th in Los Angeles. If you're interested in continuing this conversation and meeting her in person, it is futureworlds.co, F-U-T-U-R-E-S, oh, Futureworlds.co, futureworlds.co for tickets and more information. I want to thank you so much for joining us. It was really an interesting conversation. I learned a lot about digital fashion, and
Thank you for
I'm
inviting.
super excited to see you on the 12th of November.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting. I was happy to talk to you. It's always yeah, inspiring to talk with people and to you know, to tell more about digital fashion for people who don't know so much. So
Spread the word. It's all good. Thank you, Dina.
thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.